Welcome to Office Hours with me, Dr. Kylie Bragdon, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the sometimes very scary side of leadership. Now, for the month of November, we're focusing all of our attention on the art of making an ask. Because believe it or not, about 25% of all donations are given in December. So regardless if you are currently serving on a nonprofit board, maybe doing a little volunteering, or just trying to help your kid fundraise a little money for a school event, hopefully we'll give you some strategies that you'll be able to use immediately to support those campaigns. So let's see what our question is for today. I'm actually really excited about this one. So here goes. I'm a 42-year-old guy serving on my very first board. Oh, how exciting. And while I'm genuinely passionate about what our nonprofit does, I feel completely in over my head. Ooh. Part of my role is to ask for donations toward our annual campaign, but every time I try, I freeze up and suddenly feel like a cheesy car salesman from a late night commercial. Oh, that's not a fun feeling. That certainly paints a picture, though. Okay. I believe in our cause, but the moment money comes up, my confidence disappears. How do I make an ask without sounding pushy or panicking halfway through? Oh, I feel for this guy. And I've worked with so many people who, when they started asking for donations, felt the same way. Now, I don't know if you experience this, but I actually remember some of the very first donations I ever asked for were for a fundraiser at school. It was for Jump Rope for Heart, and I would go around to my little neighborhood and ask everyone a couple of days before this event for $5 because I was so passionate about jump roping. Now, looking back on it, I'm really thankful that I had that experience because it just made me more confident later on in life because I'd already done the thing. So why do I bring this up? Well, it's because whenever money's involved, it's going to be awkward. It's going to sometimes feel hard, and potentially you might be a little nervous because there's this idea of maybe rejection that could happen. But it's only going to get better if you do it more. You can't just snap your fingers and all of a sudden be the best at asking for donations. You got to get that practice in. But in order to get that practice in, you have to first get over that obstacle of believing that if they say no, it's a rejection of you. Because it's not. There are a million reasons why people can't donate, especially right now. I think a lot of people are facing some financial hardships, and you can't take that as a personal thing. So when making an ask, you got to be open but gracious in how people respond. Now, the second big thing I think is really important to note here is, this whole idea of being a car salesman. I know a lot of times when people are asking for donations, they can't help feel like they're like selling a shtick, right? There's this thing they're trying to get. Put that to the side. You know, if you were to just jump into a conversation with a random stranger on the street and be like, "Hey, can I have $10?" Like, yeah, okay, I can see how that could feel a little car salesman. But hopefully that's not what you're doing. Hopefully what you're doing is actually starting with making a human connection. In asking, in making a solid ask, you have to first make sure that you're able to communicate your passion to the person on the other side. You have to help them understand why this thing's so important to you and why they should also be a part of it. But you can't do that. You can't facilitate that conversation if you just jump right in and ask for money. That's not how it goes. You have to connect with people on a human level. So start by talking about them and things they're interested in and see where the conversation goes. Ultimately, though, it's really your goal to help them understand that you care about the same thing. You can both be helpful to this thing you're passionate about. That's where the asking happens. So pump your brakes, slow things down, and first focus on that human connection. Because if you can't make that, you can't make anything happen. Super good question. I really enjoyed this one. If you have a question, though, make sure you leave one in the comments below or in the Google form that's attached to this video. Also, please make sure you like, share, and follow so that more people can have this advice. Now, until next time, people, make sure you keep leading, even though it's hard, because someone has to stink in do it.